What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nintendo Talk. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the greatest co-host, the greatest host on the planet, Mr.
That's right.
NintenTALK himself.
What is up, man?
Patrick, what's up, buddy?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. It has been a while, man. It's been a while since we've been... I don't know whether I should put the glasses on or not. And you know what? We're going to put the glasses on, because the glasses make me feel smarter. I know I'm not necessarily smarter with them, but they just make
I heard people with glasses are way better. I don't know what
it
is.
That's true. I don't need them. That's the thing. Like, I just wear them for looks. You know.
People might take you more seriously.
Well, that's the thing. I figured if I had the glasses, right, then at least this way people think, you know, hey, he's you know, it is what it is. So here's the thing. All right, Clev, okay. I'm not putting a Dallas Cowboys hat on for two reasons. Number one, Cowboys suck, bro. All right, let's get it real. Let's get real. Number two, I'm wearing a Yankees hat for one reason only. For this guy, this jabroni, who I've been...
What do you mean? My Rays are still in it.
Oh, now we changed to the Rays? You piece of trash. The Red Sox are a joke, bro. We devastated you guys. Let's be fair. We devastated the entire East this year.
Yep.
Like, the Orioles haven't beat us once this year.
I could beat the Orioles.
Well, I'm just saying, we've beaten the Orioles. We've crushed the Orioles. I think the Blue Jays got one win against us this year. Like, we're devastating everyone. You guys, we didn't even talk about you guys. We beat you guys. We beat you guys so bad they fired your GM. Like, what the hell's up with that?
I don't know. You guys had everyone injured, and still, like, it amazes me.
Dude, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I've never seen where a team literally loses every single player throughout the year, and it's like they just reload. It's like they don't even do anything. They don't make any changes. Just like pop somebody in, boom, done. No big deal. Brandon Myers, relax. They're not going to win every single night. Like, come on, man. Jesus.
They already clinched anyway.
They clinched. They're the right now. I think they're going for the best record in baseball at the moment. Them and the Astros. I don't know if they can beat the Astros though. The Astros are tough. That pitching lineup is tough.
I don't know. My Rays are looking good. This is Sports Talk.
Your Rays. You know what? Shut up, dude. You don't like the Rays. Don't even do that nonsense.
I love them.
Front-running piece of garbage. Okay, anyway, listen. Let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our Geek Outs.
Shout-outs, Bobby. I'm Sean Capri. This is great. Everything is... You can't do it.
No, don't do that.
Geek Out. It's my first Geek Out.
Yeah, man. You never geeked out before? Okay, we're going to have you do some geeking out. Do you know what a geek out is? Do you understand the premise of a geek out? Because Joseph Moran has no clue what a geek out is.
It's like what you're excited for.
There you go. My dude. What are you excited for this week there, Patrick?
So I have two, but I'll just go with one. Nintendo New York. I finally went.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. So it was like such a weird thing because we were in New York City for like such a different reason. We stumbled upon it. Like, my girlfriend saw someone like walking with a Nintendo New York bag, and I'm like, wait a second. So I looked on the GPS. We were 2 minutes away walking. So of course we had to go there. Dude, it's so great, man. It showed all the consoles are there, all the amiibos are there.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Like
even when you see the old school consoles, like all those all laid out, and they used to. Okay, so you know when you go up the steps, right? In that back right hand corner where you overlook the like you could overlook the city.
Yeah.
They used to have like in that round semicircle display case. They used to have every single 3DS, every single handheld across the board in there. It was like a museum. And then, they had these pillar cases that were around, like glass cases or pillars, where they had all the home consoles in those. And it was it was basically just like when you went there and you checked it out, it was basically like a museum showing you all their consoles. Now, the minute you come up the steps, they got that glass case there where they have like a lot of handhelds and all this different stuff. But that store, I could just walk around that store all day long. Like,
I know. I was only there for 30 minutes, dude, but
It's
it
the
was a good. It
yeah.
was good. It was good.
I think the first time I ever went there, I went there with Tony. Um, and I literally, what happened was we get to New York. The first night we do some stuff. Second night we run around, but they were having a Bravely Default event at
Oh
the
wow.
store. So we went, and dude, I just spent like 2 hours in there street passing when that was a thing, and
Oh
like
yeah.
people were teaching me how to play Bravely Default because I had no clue on how all the stuff worked. It was nuts. So
It kind of sucked though, because I was there like literally days before Link's Awakening, and now they have like all, exclusive merch and stuff like that.
yeah,
But it was still really cool. There were some franchises that weren't represented that well. Star Fox, maybe. But yeah,
there's a
bunch of
reason.
Pokemon
There's a
stuff.
reason for that. There's a reason for that. Just
They're
in
like, what's
case.
Star Fox?
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it was really cool. It was cool seeing like the mailbox, like the C&D mailbox, and like the big screen
But
where
they painted over it, dude.
I know.
That's so heartbreaking, man. Because I used to go there all the time, and like I'd go up, see his autograph, his signature on there, and then I'd go, okay, now I can go to the store, and I'll go to the
Yeah.
store. Now it's like blank.
The thing that sucks more than that is like I think Etika had one on there. So it's
Yeah,
like,
man, that's a shame. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Etika was on there. There was a lot of YouTubers I think were on there because all those YouTubers would all come out.
yeah,
Yeah, that kind of stinks. The Etika's kind of they took the signature off, but what can you do?
yeah.
Myself, I mean, dude, I'm geeking out about. We're gonna talk about it a little bit here in a sec, but man, this Link's Awakening, man, it's got its hooks in, and I'm panicking
So good.
because I'm like, I gotta beat it within 2 days. Because if I can beat it in 2 days, that means I get to turn around and play Dragon Quest 11. Like that's what I want to
Uh,
play. I want to be playing Dragon Quest 11. But like, yeah, man, I'm like so freaking out, man. You know what? This guy clever. He's a joke. He's a joke. Like, come on, bro.
Disappointing.
I know what's disappointing. You were in New York. He was in there. He's so full of crap. He was taking pictures, snapping pictures. Him and his son cheesing all over the place. He's full of it.
Bobby, I think that you would personally like Nino Kuni. Have you ever played a Nino Kuni game?
I have not. I have not.
Dude, do you like Studio Ghibli and stuff like that? Like anime? Like it looks so good, dude.
I'm not a fan of anime. Like in terms of like I've never really watched a lot of anime. I always say to myself like I need to get into anime. I need to check it out and do that stuff. But at the end of the day, like I really don't watch it or do anything with it, and I probably should at some point. But that's neither here nor there. I think the thing for me is the reason why I went Dragon Quest XI is it's a true JRPG. It's a
Yeah.
true classic JRPG where I feel like a lot of role playing companies and creators kind of fell off of that, and they're not even on the bandwagon no more. Like Final Fantasy is nothing like a Final Fantasy game. I mean, dude, they were even to the point where they were changing Final Fantasy VII. I think they heard the complaints from
Yeah.
people, and they've shifted back, and they actually have classic controls in there now. Which actually, I'm like, okay, now I'll play it. But the other thing, I'm not playing Final Fantasy till that thing's complete.
Yeah.
So it might be 20 years before I can play it, but I'm not playing it now. Like, who
Well,
wants
plus
to
you're
do
already
that?
invested in like that 40-hour Dragon Quest demo that came out. So
10 hours, or 10 hours. But dude, that thing is amazing, man. The
did it
fact
take you 10 hours? Like a full
I
10
haven't
hours?
finished it. I
Wow.
haven't finished it. I got about 7 hours in. I started playing other stuff because I was trying to. I realized very quickly, like I love this game. I want more of it. I was like, I need to clean up some games, or I'm gonna be in trouble here. So that's what I started doing. I started playing some other stuff, cleaning it up, getting it in better shape. So, but real quickly before we jump into, because the idea behind today's show is going to be, we're going to go over Pat's top 5 Nintendo games of all time. But there were some things that happened today, and I wanted to talk about this and jump through it. First things first, did you buy a Switch Lite?
I did not.
Okay. I did. I mean, I bought 3, actually. But I actually do use one. I use the yellow one. And I got to tell you, man, I'm really loving it, man. Like, really loving it. I never would take my Switch off the dock to play handheld. I just didn't like the way it felt in my hands. But this thing, like, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really digging the way it feels. But not only that, like, I didn't download every single game that I had on my Switch. I only downloaded 3 games, and that was it. I downloaded the baseball, the Super Mega Baseball, Link's Awakening, and then I didn't even download. I just had the cartridge for Mutant Muzz. I just wanted to see how the D-pad worked and how it
Yeah.
felt. So that being said, like I feel like this thing is, and what I really liked about it was tonight, right? I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play. I'm sitting at my desk and I was like, I don't want to play on my handheld anymore. I want to play on the TV. So I did a quick cloud save, right? Took 30 seconds, backed it up, and then went on to the TV, went to my Switch, hit a button, got that up to date, took another 30 seconds, and I was in playing exactly where I left off on my other Switch.
Oh, so you can use it as both.
Yes, it's linked up where I can play with both. And it takes.
Now, what if you have the game cartridge? Is it literally just switch?
It's you just switch to the game cartridge. I mean, you still want to do the cloud saves because you want to have the memory where you are. You know what I mean? Because that saves to your console. The
That's true. Yeah.
the game memory stores to the console. So you want to do your cloud saves with. But man, and you know what? It really makes me regret that the Animal Crossing isn't going to have cloud save because I'm like, this would be the perfect thing, man. I could take this thing on the go with me and then play that at home. But it is what it is.
Now, why do you think they didn't? Because this is the only thing that's preventing me from getting one. Because I'm a one Switch kind of guy. Like I've heard people like using 2 and stuff like that. Why didn't they make it so you can connect it, or at least like have an option where?
I just think that they were trying to get a cheaper version out there. They were trying to get it so that way parents would think about buying a second or a third Switch at a cheaper rate. And I just think that also it was a way to get it in more hands in Japan. Like in Japan, it's mobile gaming only. They don't care about the television.
Yeah.
So I think it was just mainly a way for them to just further corner the market. And for me, like I'm using obviously dedicated to handheld. I don't mind like that piece there. It's nice to just carry. It's more convenient, man, and it fits in your pocket easier.
It's a better handheld.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I am gonna buy the Satisfy grip for it, which doesn't come out till October. But I just want to see how that feels in it. But when I play on the regular Switch, right, my hands start to cramp up after a little bit of time, like right in here, like in this part in the palm of my hands.
Oh, okay.
But for me, I like it. I use my Switch like this week more than my dock Switch. So yeah, that's Joe after work that said that in the chat. So the thing is I'm with Joe. I actually did the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like I've been using.
Well, you're also playing Link, and that's a perfect handheld game.
That's
so good.
Yeah. There's a lot of the thing is like I don't know that I would play a Breath of the Wild on it. I don't know that I'd play a Doom on it, or when Overwatch comes, I don't think I would play that on it. But like for right now, the games I'm playing on it, I'm really enjoying it. Like they're the little small games, the little pieces. Like I would enjoy more of that.
Yeah.
So, real quickly though, I wanted to talk about 2 things if we can before we jump into your top 5. Mario Kart Mobile. I know you played some of it. What are your hot takes? First thoughts?
Dude, it's fun as hell.
Really?
I've only been seeing everything about it I've heard today has been negative. Like I hate that. Like obviously it's a mobile game. It's not going to be like all given to us at once. It's a little awkward, the drifting and stuff like that. Like it's very, very sensitive.
How are you controlling it?
How am I controlling it?
Yeah.
With drift.
Okay. No, your fingers, I mean?
Yeah, just my thumb.
Yeah,
literally.
I don't like that.
What do you
I
mean?
played it like that this morning. I hated it.
How else can you play it?
You can actually use gyro controls.
Oh,
so I'm actually
I have not tried that.
Yeah, I'm gonna set that up in it and then play that way and see how that works. Because here's the thing: you would think like when you think like you put the automatic go on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you basically like if you want to like throw an item, just tap the screen and then turn like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would make more sense, but
is the gyro like you still have to hold it vertically too?
That I don't know. I don't know if you could turn it to the side or you have to hold it vertically. That might be a little.
It's fun. I mean,
don't know.
The only weird thing about it though is it's more expensive to play this game than to get Switch Online, which is weird. It's weird.
Well, that's what this isn't. Honestly, truthfully, this isn't for us, dude. I
love it.
Like we all. What I'm saying is we all try it out to be part of the conversation, but in a couple weeks, dude, we're not going to be playing it. And that's the truth
Yeah.
of the matter. Like, why would I pay for this when I have a real Mario Kart on my Switch?
Yeah.
I'd rather play real Mario Kart than this thing. So, we'll
It looks
see.
good though.
We'll
There's
see.
like remastered tracks and everything.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, so we have that down. The next thing I want to talk to you, I gotta take my hat off, man. It's getting a little hot in here. Next thing I want to talk to you about, this Mario Kart wheel and the pedals.
Dude,
Is that
I'm
nice
so
or
pumped.
what, dude?
There's 2 versions.
Yes.
Now, does one have the pedals? One doesn't.
They both have pedals.
Oh, wow.
The second set of pedals looks similar in color to the I would say like the more upper class or the more pricier looking, the more fancy edition. Because one looks very kiddie, and then the other one looks like it's for like this would be in a real car to some degree. But like so I have a couple things here that I wrote down that I wanted to throw at you for this. Mm-hmm. Well, first thing, do you like them? You like steering wheels?
I like it. I'm a fan of the cheesy peripherals. Like I bought the rackets for Aces.
Jesus.
I will buy anything that will like immerse me more. These look good too. They look high quality. So
the steering wheels you're in for with the pedals. I think that's kind of cool. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2, do you think we get Labo VR hooked up with this?
Probably.
I mean, dude. There's no way to really hold it on your head. But I mean,
yeah, I'm curious to see if they're, what the next Labo is going to be, because they're going to make another one, like the next Labo VR rather.
Yeah. This
would be a cool one though, man, because it would need a strap, obviously.
Yeah.
Did you get a Labo VR?
I did. It's right. It's right back here over my shoulder by the Tanuki Mario up there. I mainly got it just to put on my shelf. That's why I got it. At some point, I'm going to get a Virtual Boy, so I'll put the Virtual Boy up there by it. Because I feel like, as a Nintendo fan, if you're a collector, that's something you have to have.
Yeah.
If there's going to come a day where you're just going to look back and go, why didn't I get that? Like, it's crazy. And plus, not only that, like, when I bought everything, I bought them for so cheap. Target was blowing them out for like $20 a set. So I just went in there and bought all the sets, and then I got the VR. I pre-ordered the VR and got it like right away. Now, my thing is like, I think the VR is cool. It's novel. It's crap. Like, it doesn't look that good. But I like the idea and the concept. Like, I had my mom and my cousin playing it, and they're not little sissies like me. They don't get sick. And dude, my mom was laughing so hard. She was like, "This is amazing. Like, I love this thing."
The gun one tempted me, but I didn't get it. Now let me throw this at you, okay? Mm-hmm. So you have the wheel, right?
Yeah.
Then they release a ported version of the Mario Kart arcade version to Nintendo Switch Online users. Dude, imagine that.
That would be kind of cool.
Arcade.
That would be kind of cool.
Online. You played the arcade version, right?
One time.
It's so good.
Yeah, I want to do it more. I'm not pleased with one time. So let me throw this. I got one more wrinkle to throw at you before we move on. So how soon now do you feel before we get Mario Kart 9?
I don't know. The more I think about it, it's like if you're a parent going into the store and your kid asks for a Mario Kart game, I don't know if another Mario Kart makes sense. Like, at least not now. Maybe in like a year or so. I think that we might get an update with this when the wheel comes out. Maybe actually the first DLC pack. I don't know how much, 2 Mario Kart games make sense, though. It's very casual. It's for the casuals.
See, here's the thing. When you look at it, right? So the original Mario Kart now, Mario Kart 8, man, that thing's like 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
And then when you look at it, right? So we're sitting here, we got a 5-6-year-old game, and now we have this other game that could potentially pop up and be like new and fresh. Like, I don't think we get it this year or 2020, but I think it gets announced in 2020, and then I think we get, But see, that's the thing, Clev. They're not going to give us more DLC. Like, I think we're due for a new Mario Kart, and it's coming. Like, yeah, I think Mario Kart 9 is coming. Because if they were going to put DLC, man, they'd have put out DLC at the start of the Switch one. They haven't done anything at all. And there were some heavy rumors. Like, Nintendo UK was dropping hints, and then it just disappeared. Like they literally had a track that they were the track back on the N64 on Mario Kart 64 with the train that went through it, right? I forget the name of it. But they had it, and they had, like, you saw it, and they were like, to move forward, you have to revisit the past. And that was the tag for the tweet. And then it just disappeared. Like, they never talked about it again. And it was just before, like, an E3, and there was rumors that it was going to get announced at E3 with, like, DLC. It just never happened. So for me, I would love to see something, I would love to see it come back. But, I'm all for an updated. I'm all for, Mario Kart 9. And
like the mobile game, it has kind of like what Double Dash had when you had like the character specific powers. I want that back. That made like such a big difference. Now it's like you're picking a character for cosmetic reasons.
Don't give me that Double Dash crap. Come on, man. Nobody likes that game.
We need a new Mario Kart.
I'm with you.
I can't wait to go with the games. I can't wait to say my top 5 games because you're going to disagree with probably everyone.
Probably everyone. Because we're so far off in terms of like age. You know what I mean? Like you grew up in a different era than me, and your gaming retro is totally different than my gaming retro. So essentially, what that means is you don't even know what good games are because you haven't really played good games. But you know what? Let's do this. Let's get through this. Let's start having fun with this. Patrick, what is the first game? Now, let me preface this with this. Is your list like a top 5, or is it just 5 games?
For you, Bobby, I hate the question, but it is a top 5.
I
literally
5. Okay.
Top 5.
Okay.
But Nintendo games. Like, if I made my actual top 5, it would probably be mixed, but...
That's fine. Deuterino, don't feel offended. You know it's true. And you like really bad games. You and Jamsey with this Hotel Transylvania nonsense. You guys don't even know what a good game was if it came and bit you on the rear. Guys, list your top 5 in the chat. Well, Bobby and Pat go through there. I'm with you, Joe. Do that. That'd be pretty cool. So go ahead. What is your first or your number 5 game? What is
so Star Fox Zero. I'm kidding.
Man, you start with that. You might as well just. I'm gonna end this real quick.
No, I'm kidding. So number 5 is a Wii U game, by the way.
Can I do this first? Can you look at your list real quick? You know that I have a weak heart, right? I just got done. I had to take some time off of recording. I had to go through and get my heart back, my blood pressure back down. Please look through your list. Is anything going to raise my blood pressure? Because if it is, just take it off now.
One thing will.
You piece of trash. Go ahead.
So number 5 is a Wii U game. I absolutely love this. I've been watching this series of, you've had a bunch of people on.
Yeah.
I think people are hesitant to list newer games, but I just love this game. Number 5 is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Everyone knows I love this game.
That's an interesting pull.
It is so good. Like, I think the reason why I like it is because naturally in games, you're usually like, I'm not even going to look at the chat. Usually you're like able to defeat enemies and jump. Like those are basic things.
Yeah.
This game strips that away.
Yeah.
And it's just like you feel immersed in the Super Mario world. Now I'm talking about the Wii U version because the Switch version isn't as good.
Switch version is not good at all. Not good at all. I think it's really bad. I think that because there's something about having that gamepad in your hand.
Yeah.
And being able to click buttons or click. Especially when you have the tiles that move.
Yeah.
When you click them, it's so much easier just to actually control Captain Toad with your left stick and then tap with the stylus. So for me, I did beat Captain Toad, but that was the one thing that when I played it, I was just like, oh, this is so bad. Why are they doing this to me?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then when you're in the minecart levels, you're holding the gamepad up. Dude, it was just so fun. And then I don't know, man. It's just like there's multiplayer to it. Even like the new Odyssey levels are like fantastic. I don't know if they kind of shot themselves in the foot with releasing it on the Switch. I don't know how well that port sold.
So I don't know. I think that port sold really well.
Yeah.
You know, I think that sold really, really well. But my thing is what I didn't like about this version was. Would you relax over there?
Sorry,
what are you doing?
We're talking about Captain
God, dude, you're like banging every 2 seconds. Relax. Act like a professional, man. This is why me and Joe don't want to do your podcast anymore, because of stuff like this.
Or do you? Or do you?
Well, we haven't told you yet. We let you throw it out there and look like a fool. Um, but here's the thing, right? So Joe's like, whoa. Joe's going to TwitchCon and never coming back. But the thing is like, the one thing I don't like is they made you feel like Captain Toad was a sequel or a prequel, actually a prequel to 3D World. Yeah. Right? Because that's where it started. You played those things in 3D World, and then you played them little mini levels in 3D World, and then they broke it out to become a big game. So when you're playing this game, and the idea that it's more like a prequel to Odyssey just felt off to me. Yeah. And I just didn't like that aspect of it and the changes that they made to that. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. What I would have preferred they did, honestly, was I would have preferred that they took, like, how they took this from 3D World, right? Mm-hmm. And they took this little mini moment out of 3D World and made it like a thing. I would have preferred that they took the 2D 8-bit levels of Odyssey and expanded upon those and given us more of those levels.
That should be a game.
And they've been like, here you go. Here's a little quasi sequel for you. Like, knock yourself out with this. Yeah. But,
I love it, man. I can't wait for more. And it's just like, it took a character that was like pretty insignificant and just like made him a star. And like, I'm obsessed, man. It's different genres too. It's a puzzle game, platformer, shooter at some points. Fantastic.
Yes.
I love it.
What is your number 4 game on the list? Counting backwards, people. Counting backwards.
All right, here's the one I think you're going to disagree with. So this one's on the Nintendo Wii. Very great console. But it is Kirby's Epic Yarn. Bobby, don't even shake that head. Kirby's Epic Yarn.
What is wrong with you, man?
Such a gem.
Dude, we're talking the top 5 Nintendo games of all time.
I'm serious. I am serious.
Oh, you are so... What is wrong with you?
Trash. No, it is so good, dude. They released it for 3DS. Like, you could release this game for the Switch, and it, like, no one would bat an eye. Like, it still holds up, which is crazy. I mean, most people think of the Wii, you're thinking of, like, motion control, gimmicky stuff, but this is, like, turn your Wiimote on the side. It feels like a lost, like, NES-style game. I love it. It started the yarn movement, and it's great, dude. The theming, I feel like I'm trying to, like, sell you on this, but I don't know. I love it. It's great.
So here's the thing.
Have you played this?
I have played this game. Okay? This is baby mode personified. This is you never die.
It is.
This is you literally run through everything. It doesn't hurt you. This is the worst game ever.
No.
It is really, really bad. Now, the thing is this, right? The only reason why I give it credit at all is because without this, we don't get Yoshi's Woolly World, which is a fantastic game. Mm-hmm. But this crap, I don't know what you're smoking over there, man. Did Dave come back up there? Like, I know Dave
back in like a month.
Yeah, well, apparently I think he came a little earlier. He sent some sticky icky your way a little early, and now you're all toked up and messed up.
Such a good platformer, man. There's a ton of secrets. It's a collectible, which I like mindless collecting. I love that. The graphics are great. Great.
Tolerable.
What?
Tolerable.
I need some people to back me up here. The graphics are great. I think they're great. Playing that at the time, like, look at the other, like, polygonal mess of games on the
See,
Wii.
even Joe After Work just said, of all the Kirby games to pick, that's the one you pick.
Planet Robobot's trash, man. That's trash.
Woof. Coming from the guy that picked Epic Yarn. Okay. Okay, man.
Triple Deluxe is really good. Super Nintendo ones are good, but yeah, this is the one I come back to like every year.
Oh my god, great. You got problems, man.
Go rate. That was the only. I wanted to get through that one because that's the only like.
Okay, good. Number 3. I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Number 3 is I think we're on board with this. Maybe. Star Fox 64.
Okay. So last week, Nick brought up Star Fox 64. I want to hear your take on it before I even add anything to it. So go ahead.
Okay. So Star Fox 64 is the reason why I say that Starlink is nothing like Star Fox, because this is like a classic arcade. It's only like 45 minutes. I'm pretty sure you could beat it in like 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It has branching paths, and it's, I think, the one game on the N64, the one game that holds up. I don't think Mario 64 holds up at all.
Yeah.
I think this is the game that you go back to with your N64. I think this and maybe Pokemon Stadium or whatever. That holds up great. It's turn-based, great. See, this is where the age comes in.
No kidding, man. Oof.
Seeing Pokemon in 3D. But anyway, yeah, Star Fox is great, man. It's still something I come back to. The games before it are trash. I'll be the first to admit that. And it has to be great because Nintendo's remade it 10 times.
Yeah.
So
for me, here's the thing, right? When I think of all the Star Fox games, this is the only one that even holds a candle in my eyes to anything good. Every other Star Fox game is just trash, in my opinion. For me, as a kid playing this, the whole reason I even bought this game was because of the Rumble Pack. This was something that Nintendo basically just flipped the world on its ear and created something that we still have to this day. To the point that, Sony had the PlayStation 1 and literally reconfigured and remade their controller just for Rumble, and implemented Rumble in. So, for me, that's groundbreaking stuff, and you have to recognize that. What I really like about Star Fox 64, though, is that Super Nintendo controller, you hold that center joystick, it felt like you were in an actual fighter plane.
Or the N64.
Yeah, the N64.
Yeah.
Did I say that? What did I say?
I think you said Super Nintendo.
Whatever, I don't know. Anyway, so when you hold that middle trigger and the analog stick, it just felt like, hey man, I'm actually playing like a fighter pilot. And I felt like it was just it made the most sense for the analog stick. And then you're playing it and there's actually voice acting in it, and they're kind of talking back and forth, and it's stuff that we didn't really get a lot of. The one thing I liked about it was they attempted to put, like I said, they put some voice acting. They attempted to have somewhat of a story. So for me, I totally get it and got it, and I enjoyed Star Fox 64. It's just never come back again for me at all. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what Nintendo needs to do in order to fix it, but
yeah. Plus, I really like arcade games, and I could just see this. Imagine if Nintendo made an arcade version of this in the arcades, crazy.
Star Fox Zero, that's just, oof. That's bad.
Yeah. But the good parts of Star Fox Zero were Star Fox 64, remastered.
There's not even a good part in that game, so, whatever. You keep telling yourself that, buddy.
Oh, man.
The best part of that, okay, let me give it a little bit of credit. The best part of Star Fox Zero was when I turned it off. That was the best part of it all.
Oh,
became the greatest game ever when I turned it off. When I hit the power button, I was like, this is the best game ever.
I'm going to have a little tea party with Joe and Jams, and we're all going to play. And
yeah, you keep knocking yourselves out. You guys have fun with that. That's the party of bad games.
Fun. Yeah, Star Fox 64, I think it's one of Nintendo's best arcade-like games. And I still think out of any N64 game, it holds up.
I'm with you on that one. What is the number 2 game you have on your list?
Number 2, I wanted to stick with one game per franchise, but I wanted to say Breath of the Wild is my second game of all time.
Wow. That's a bold pick. Bold pick. I'll give you my reason, but go ahead.
Okay. So, very few games, and everyone's said similar things like this, but Breath of the Wild, I think, just brought out a feeling that I haven't had since I was really, really young, when I was first exploring and playing video games.
Yeah.
The graphics will hold up 50 years from now, like it's sort of like the Super Nintendo, where I think it's the best looking consoles like overall still.
Mm-hmm.
But Breath of the Wild, dude, a lot of complaints that people have. The music, I like the subtle like piano. Like you're supposed to be alone. You're supposed to be out in the wild.
Yeah.
The story, I didn't really mind the lack of story. The one thing I will say after playing like Link's Awakening now is that I do miss like some of the more traditional dungeons. I really didn't like the dungeons that we got in here, not the shrines, but like the beasts. I didn't really like that. But I don't know, man. Even the weapon breaking didn't really phase me because you kept adapting. Like I would have never used a spear, like if I didn't have to. I would have never used like some of the weapons in there, but it's just a game that I feel like I'm going to come back to, you know, and still find new things. Like I started another save file months ago and I was like, I found an entire area where I was like, what is this? So it's just like, it's amazing, dude. It's literally amazing. And when we were having that discussion of game of the year, it was like this very loaded topic. People were saying Odyssey, and I was just like, "There's no way. There's no way." And people were saying Horizon. I played Horizon, and it's not as good.
To me, there was no better game in 2016 than or 2017 than Breath of the Wild. I felt like that was game of the year, hands down, deserved it. When you're saying that you're bringing one game from the franchise, I will say this. So for me, the greatest Zelda game of all time is Link to the Past. I think that is the best Zelda game.
That's close.
And to me, it'll always be my favorite Zelda game of all time. Breath of the Wild came very super close to eclipsing that for me. And there was only a couple of things that held it back for me. And I felt one was no dungeons. I didn't mind the weapons breaking and all that. Like, I got it. I understand that. That's part of the mechanics. I understand what you wanted to make. Because when you finally got good weapons, you became beast mode and was like, oh, this is amazing. When you kill your first Guardian, like, you feel like you are unstoppable. When you kill your first Lionel, you're like, okay, game on, let's go. Come on. So there are moments in that game that just make you feel incredible. Mm-hmm. But the fact that we had no legitimate dungeons, and then, like, you get these shrines, 120 shrines, and then the worst was, like, you go to these shrines, and it was like, oh, here's a reward for just getting to the shrine. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, no. When you play something like Link's Awakening, right, and you see how hard those dungeons are, it's like, dude, that's how you make a level. Like, Nintendo used to school people on level design and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, they still do. They still do. But when you're sitting there and you're like, you're playing a shrine and it's just like, this is just weak sauce, bro. Like, I really think this should be better. And then let's not even talk about the Divine Beasts. Like, those things are just bad. Like, they are not level. Like, I understand what they tried to accomplish with them. I get it. But man, they could have done something as simple as just lock the beast on top of a building, right? And then maybe you just had to go through, beat whatever the Blythe Ganon was at that moment. When you beat him, you flip a switch, and boom, it activates the beast, and then that beast goes and does something. Mm-hmm. Like, they should have had full-on... If they would have had full-on levels, full-on dungeons, just for those 4, I think it easily becomes the best Zelda game of all time. Yeah. But the fact of we didn't get that, just, to me, it's a Zelda game, but it's not really a Zelda game. Like, it falls a little short. The other thing that I think that allowed it to get some criticism, I say this every time there's a conversation. I'm so tired. I'm about to get loose now. You bring this out of me every time we talk. There was a couple of feminists, that basically called this game sexist. That basically said that this is typical, the man saving the damsel in distress, the princess and all that. And man, I will say this. That's where Nintendo hurt themselves. Because you had to go find these memories, right? And go out and find... You missed the moments And there is a moment in this game where you realize this is not Link saving Zelda. This is Zelda saving Link. This is Zelda saving all of Hyrule. This is a girl who is in love with a guy and has to choke down her feelings for the betterment of her land. And like anybody that plays this game and walks away with any other belief structure is simply wrong or simply looking for nonsense. Like, this game is Zelda. Like, this is her story, her coming out. Like, everything in it is about her coming out, her coming of age. So for people
Those are the people that, like, watch the trailer.
Yeah.
And like, another girl's getting saved.
Yes, and they have no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because, man, when you get that final cutscene, and here's the thing, if you didn't get the cutscenes, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but you had to go find all 12 memories, and then go back to Impa and get the final memory. And when you get that final memory, all of a sudden you go, whoa, I get it. Like, holy crap, I get it. And that's the moment for me. That's the moment where I turn around and go, like, this is amazing. So I feel like that's something that hurt Nintendo with this game in particular. The way they told the story wasn't the best, and they could have done better. So, you know.
Yeah, it saddens me that there are people still out there that haven't really got the full ending, because you can easily breeze through that game.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
But I mean, it's such a love letter to Zelda fans. Like, there's so many callbacks with the amiibo costumes and like, just see when you were talking about dungeons, there's that the Yiga clan.
Yeah.
And you go to that area and then you face that like Yiga boss.
Yeah.
I wanted more of that.
Yes.
Like, more of those like cheesy like boss things, because that felt like you had to sneak around the Yiga thing. Like, that felt better than the beasts that all look the same.
Yeah, and then I to be honest with you, like, I really thought, like, when we got the DLC, I thought, okay, we're gonna get ramped up. We're gonna get us some really good stuff, and we didn't. We didn't get anything. And it was just like, like that one dungeon, like the boss rushes or whatever you want to call them. Like, they're all right, but like, I just never went through and did them all.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but what is your number one game, Pat?
Oh God, number one game. Now, people were saying that was a bold move. Was that because everyone thinks that's the best game of all time?
No, because people think that when you're looking at the best Nintendo game, like, that's not even the best Zelda game of all time.
Wow. Okay.
So
those
you're being
wrong.
Well, you would be wrong, sir.
Now, I like open world. See, I'm a new age kind of like, you like the top down on your rocking chair.
Listen,
like, I get it.
Listen, Skyrim, shut up.
Skyrim's in my top 10, baby.
I know.
Okay, so number one is a game that I've been going back on because the one before it could easily be the number one game of all time too. This is on the Super Nintendo, and it is Super Mario World.
Okay, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you picked a Super Nintendo game. That really shocks me. So what makes Super Mario World your number one game?
I was going back and forth. Super Mario 3 is, see, I've said that before as my favorite, but dude, it's the best controlling platformer of all time. That's like, I can stop there, but the music's great, the level design is great, the ghost house, which is my favorite part, is just fantastic. It's such a classic. On a system like the Super Nintendo, for that game to still stand out is just crazy. I mean, I'm interested to hear like your perspective of it, because first time I played it, I think, was on the Game Boy Advance. And then I really didn't appreciate it till I had the Super Nintendo controller. Yeah. That's the only way I'll play it now.
Yeah.
But I was just playing it today. Like, it's just such a pick up and play game. And the reason why I didn't pick a game that has like a big story or anything, it's just because, like, I feel like Super Mario World, anyone can pick it up and they can just have like a memorable experience with it. It's just, that to me is like the definition of a video game.
Yeah.
Like, plus platformers are my favorite genre. But I know yours is Link to the Past. It's on the same system, so it's like,
Link to the Past is not my favorite Nintendo game of all time.
It's not?
It's not.
What is it?
We'll get into it real quick, but let me break down the Mario stuff, right? So with Mario, my favorite Mario game of all time is Super Mario Brothers 2 on the NES.
Okay.
And the reason why that one there's a couple of reasons why it's so near and dear to me. Number one is the fact of um, there's so much stuff that they invented per se in Super Mario Bros. 2 that is carried over throughout
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean? Like there's stuff that they implement now that is touched. Like okay, so when Peach does a flutter jump or a float jump, that's from there. When Toad is strong, that's from there. When Luigi does his flutter jump, that's from there. The Shy Guys are from there. The Bob-ombs are from there. Like there's all these things that got basically Miyamoto touched with that game that for me it's just amazing. I remember, this is no lie, there was a 2020 special. You could go on YouTube and YouTube it, right? There's a 2020 special with John Stossel where he's talking about how hard it is to get Nintendo games. It was so difficult to get Zelda 2 and Super Mario Bros. 2 that year. I watched that special and recorded it so I could go back and keep watching all of the footage of the game because that was the only footage we were getting. You didn't really get live footage back then. Like the internet now, people today are just so spoiled. You can go check out anything you want, but like back then, you had to like hang on the edge of your seat. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna get footage of Super Mario Bros. 2. I need to save it. And I would literally go back and watch that over and over and over again, just so I could see what this game was gonna look like. Number 2 game for me in the Mario is Super Mario World because I think World does so many things very special.
Yoshi
Yoshi is one. I'm one of those people that doesn't feel that Super Mario Bros. 3 is the best. Like I'm not. It's not even close to being the best for me. I think World is way better than 3. I think they did so many things amazingly well with 3 with World. It's not even funny. Like the fact of like you go into these Bowser castles and they're just massive. They feel massive. You know what I mean? Like there's so much well they did with that game. But for me, I mean, since you want to know what it is, the number one game of all time for me, Nintendo, is this one right here, Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That's right. That's right.
That is my all time favorite game. That's my all time favorite game, let alone Nintendo. You know what I mean? So,
you got to get that autograph, man.
If I could ever find them, like if I could ever track them down. So
no, but like I think that Super Mario World was I mean, there's plenty of historical Mario games before it.
Yeah.
But it's like it must have been scary for Nintendo to go to the next console with a Mario game and it land as great as it did. Like I feel like Super Mario World like cemented Mario into like a legend. Like Super Mario 1 obviously, is fantastic. Super Mario 2 is kind of mixed results. Everyone loves 3, but it's like when you jump to a new console and it launched with it, right? It launched with it. And it's just like, what was that game in like short supply, or was that just like
game? Everybody could get that game because if you get a Super Nintendo, you got it. Like that was basically like boom, boom, no big deal, But I remember, I got Super Nintendo for Christmas. I begged my mom for Super Nintendo for Christmas, and I got that and Pilot Wings for Christmas that year. I'm sorry, that and Sim City for Christmas. And then I actually went to the store that Christmas because I was still in high school then. I went to the store and I got Pilot Wings as well. So I had Pilot Wings and Sim City and Super Mario World. And Super Mario World was just fantastic. I remember my cousin, he didn't get a Super Nintendo for Christmas, but he spent the week at my house. And literally we just played every single day. It was just fantastic, man. And we would just spend so much time playing and enjoying that game. So for me, World just holds a lot of, nostalgia for me. I also love All-Stars. I mean, I think that All-Stars probably... I mean, if you could get All-Stars with World on it, that's the best. That's the best Mario game ever.
That might be,
That's hands down the best. You have all the best games right there, So for me personally, I think that's just pretty spectacular. I think it's all pretty well to do. I don't know. So was a pretty decent list there, Patrick. Pretty decent list. Before we wrap up, though, we got a few minutes here. We got about 9 minutes here. And then I'll do your reveal after this, but we'll do, whatever. So question for you.
Mm-hmm.
As we're wrapping up the year, because I think the next discussions I'm going to start doing, because I think I've ran the course with these. I think the next discussions I want to do is I want to do Game of the Year. I want to start working on Game of the Year discussions. But I don't want to have that with you here right now. What I'm curious about is, like, what are you, as we're wrapping up the year, like, are you still in a situation where you can't find enough games, like, or find enough time to play games? Or are you, like, starting to get your head above the water now?
Yeah, I mean, I've done something where I'm in a different situation as people because I didn't pick up Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I didn't pick up Fire Emblem. I didn't pick up Astral Chain. So, like,
Astral Chain is so good.
I've had some time. Actually, like, I picked up Daemon X Machina, which I love. I love that game so much. And then Link's Awakening came out, so I just put that on the back burner. But Link's Awakening is fantastic. The games I'm looking forward to, I'm actually going to get the Ring Fit Adventure. I think.
Are you really? I think I'm going to get it too.
Dude, it looks fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get that. Still on the fence about Pokemon. I don't know.
Really?
Like the more and more I see, it's just like, I don't know. The open world is the thing that has me like interested. But Luigi's Mansion, definitely. And then what's coming out? What's coming out in December?
Nothing yet. They haven't said anything yet, have they?
That's it, right? Town has me. Town
lost me. They
lost me a little bit too.
They had me with Town, and then they lost me big time on that one. I was so ramped up to go with that, and then I just kind of put the brakes on.
I thought it was going to be a major game. I thought it was going to be like a $60 full flat, but no, it looks like really short.
Yeah,
kind of bad.
I mean, I'm looking at it like I have Dragon Quest XI that I'm buying. I'm gonna try Overwatch. I'm gonna give it a go. And the crazy thing is, like, every time I think I'm done with Fortnite, dude, they do something to pull me back in.
The Batman thing.
Dude, the Batman thing has me, like, roped in, man.
Yep.
I'm like, holy crap, dude. Going into Gotham, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm in. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I dive bomb in I never used to go to Tilted. I was always afraid of Tilted. Now I'm going right in. I'm like, dude, I'm Batman. I'm going in.
It's amazing what they can do, man. Like, it's to the point now where games are advertising. Like, Borderlands was on there.
Yeah, man.
Nintendo, come on, brother.
They're talking about Splatoon. Did you hear that?
Oh my God. No.
That's legitimately a leak right now. Is that Splatoon is going to be in Fortnite?
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. I'm in. You give me an inkling girl or boy running around there?
That would look so stupid.
It would look amazing. What are you talking about?
They already have a paint roller.
But even if it was a mask, like it was just a mask.
Yeah.
That'd be, dude, I'm in, man.
But I'm interested in Ni no Kuni. That looks really good. And so the thing about it is it's a straight PS3 port for the Switch.
This is Ni no Kuni 2, right? Or is it 1?
No, this is 1. I played 2 and I loved it. I think you would really like this game. So Ni no Kuni is coming out. It's a straight PS3 port. I guess it got the remaster treatment on like the Xbox and stuff, but it still holds up. It's like that kind of art style where you don't care.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest maybe, but I kind of want to like finish my backlog because I know come next year it's like Animal Crossing all day.
Dude, that's it. Listen, here's the thing, right? I talked about this with Carrie, and because she's like, you're gonna be like gone when Animal Crossing comes. I'm like, dude, you don't like. You might as well just forget my name because I don't know anybody's name when that game hits, right? But my thing is this. I'm taking a week off of work, and literally, anytime I play that game, I'm streaming it. I don't care if I wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and come back here to play. I'm streaming it. I'm all in. That game, I love Animal Crossing. I'm probably going to have 2 towns. I'm probably going to have one on my handheld, and then one on my docked one. Yeah. Like, I am going all in.
I know it's kind of outdated, but I would really like to see you do like a Let's Play.
Of that?
Like a whole series of like you like kind of, talking about stuff. And
I will.
That'd be cool.
I love that game. I'm going, as they say, as you young kids say, I'm going balls deep with that game.
All the way down.
Oh,
But yeah, I've played some great indie games. Like there's some, just this year's been great, man.
Yeah.
It started out slow, which is kind of the trend that we've been seeing.
It's a weird trend. It's like the beginning of the year is so horrible, right? And then they just like, woof, they just hammer home, man.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even back off. Although this coming year, I mean, Last of Us 2, I'll be playing that in February, no doubt about it. I have to beat it before Animal Crossing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Which they're not giving me much time. They're not giving me much time at all. I'm in trouble. So, whatever.
Bobby Two Towns.
That's it. That's what it's going to be. I'm going to have one playing here, one playing there. I'll be visiting myself. You know, letting it all hang out. So,
let's play. Do it.
Exactly. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching, listening to another episode of Nintendo Talk Live. Patrick, thank you for coming on, man.
No problem.
You know I love it. I love talking to you, man. This was the start of it all for us.
Yeah.
This is how we met.
And Bobby met. I went into his shitty ass show.
Whoa, the language, man. Come on.
It's fine. It's fine. So I went into your first show and there was no one there. I felt bad. It was like
I got no showed.
It's like you got stood up.
I did get stood up that time. And then Pat's sitting there talking, like he's talking to me in the chat. And then I was like, yo, you want to come on tomorrow night? And you were like, yeah, man, I'm down. I said, okay, let's do this, right? So then we go and we do the thing, and it clicked, man.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history.
And it started a certain podcast that...
it's not coming back. So... So, where can people find you at there, Pat?
Twitter at NintenTALK and YouTube at NintenTALK. We are like 20 away from 3,000.
Are you really?
Great. Yeah.
Oh man, that's amazing. So if you're watching now or whatever, please jump over to Pat's YouTube channel. Give him a follow, give him a sub, all that good stuff. You can follow me Instagram, Twitter at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Peace.
Okay. So, we're done, in theory, right? This art, though, I didn't save it off of Discord. And I don't have Discord up anymore. Can you text it to me real quick?
I sent you in the Skype chat, one of them.
Oh, did you? Yeah, but I can't move that. Hold on. Just text it to me, dude.
Okay.
Come on, stop your nonsense. Just text it to me.
Are you still live?
Yeah, I'm live. I'm going to pop it up for people to see. What are you talking about over here? What's your problem? So I don't know who I'm going to get for the next episode. And I don't even know what the next episode is going to be. If I'm going to continue with the top fives. But we'll see. We'll see what we do. If Joe, are you back next Wednesday? It's still going, Joe, because I'm going to pop up the picture of the new logo for people to see.
So let's talk about this. PNP, the Planet Nintendo podcast, is coming back in October. We don't have a specific date yet. It's going to be season 2. You'll hear the differences coming up, but it's going to be more like listener interaction. But yeah, me, Bobby, Joe will be doing it once a week. It's going to be the live format still, but it's going to be not 2 hours because that is insane.
So here's my question. You have two logos here. These are not both logos.
That square one is the podcast logo. The other one's just like some art, fun art.
The other one's horrible. The other one's horrible.
Don't say that.
I am saying that. Who made that one?
Just show the square logo.
It's horrible, bro. It's horrible. I'm gonna show both of them because I want people to see. Who?
Haters.
It ain't haters. You got that Fiverr nonsense going on, and you just need to stop with that. You listen to Joe after work over here, and look what he's got you doing. Okay, so we're just going to do this real quick. We're going to pop it up here so people can see. We're going to go... All right, here we go. Let's see. We're going to browse, and then we're going to grab... Okay, so this is the first logo or image, and I am not a fan of this. We're going to open it up all the way. Who made this, Pat?
That is great. Like a monster movie?
Pat, who made that? That looks like a 5-year-old made it, man.
No.
What do you mean, no? I could draw better than that with my left hand.
Prove it.
Really?
No, that's John from the Switch Player Mag. He does some commission work for Switch Player Mag.
I'm teasing.
I don't really know about it.
It's not too bad. But what I do like about it is this. If you look over top of the N and the D, where there's actually a little thing that is the logo, right?
Yes.
And I want to show that here. So now we're going to put this one up, which I think is pretty fantastic. Oh, this thing's huge. This is huge. What the hell is going on here, Pat? Oh my God, it's bigger than the thing. Okay, so there you go.
PNP Season 2.
Nobody cares.
Everyone cares.
Nobody even cares. Look at look. Nobody even cares.
Stop.
Nobody even say anything. Nobody even say anything.
It's the greatest podcast. Everyone misses it, and it's going to be great.
I don't know about everybody misses it. There's a few people, I'm sure, but not everyone. Okay.
October.
Okay. Let's see. December, we'll talk. So that is all.
This guy.
All right. See you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out, Preston, and all that good stuff. I did it again. So, bye.